Hey guys, hope you're having a great Sunday morning. Hey, just kind of hanging out here in the backyard, enjoying the fall weather and just kind of getting a breather. Came back from Dominican Republic, and the gift of coming back was getting a cold, going through a transition. I think it actually probably happened in the airport, maybe on the planes and whatnot. Anyhow, just great observation, man. Just a lot of things happening for me personally, going through different thought processes. I think my consciousness is actually starting to spike a little bit in different things. I'm just really, I don't know if there's another sixth sense or seventh sense or eighth sense coming in, but sometimes things just feel really weird, and maybe some of you go through that where you just kind of like, you step back and you look and you evaluate and you say, man, was I there? Was I there? Was I in that? Was I in that drama? Whatever it may be. I guess what I'm talking about is about awareness. And I was in a discussion with somebody earlier this morning, and he said, why don't you do your thing again? Why don't you do your Mentors in Motion program again? And I said, well, you know what? Mentors in Motion had its time and place, and Mentors in Motion had 182,000 people plus come through that in 6 years at a significant time and place. And things have evolved and changed. But you know what? There's probably a really good way of doing something like that again, utilizing technology. And, I said to him, I said, I'm not really sure I want to be a baker right now. And he says, what do you mean by being a baker? And I said, well, when you're a baker, you're working with ingredients. You're working with substance. You're working with different raw materials. And I said, back in Mentors in Motion, we were dealing with people, and we were dealing with raw materials. We were dealing with the inner core of people back in the day. And you don't really see a lot of that going on. I mean, you see a lot of it going on maybe to some degree on a very superficial level. It's really amazing to watch people talk about the law of attraction and law of attraction marketing. And I would say 98% of the people that I've seen talk about, magnetic attraction and, conscious, subconscious mind, I don't even think they understand how that stuff works. I'm not saying all, but I've seen a lot of just really, really interesting work that I think is missing the point. So when you're a baker, you're working with people, you're working with the DNA, you're working with the ingredients, you're working with the body, mind, and soul. You really, really are. And what's going on out there on the internet right now, and I see this through sponsored ads on Facebook, there's a lot of cake decorators out there. And if you don't know what a cake decorator is, because a lot of people kind of, what the hell's Val talking about? I mean, he talks all these things in parables or different languages and stuff, and, break it down into smaller components. So if I just said there's a lot of cake decorators out there on the internet, you'd probably think I'm talking about somebody that actually decorates cakes. That's not what I'm talking about. This is what a cake decorator does. A cake decorator basically lets a person know that they can teach them how to decorate cakes, but not the type of cakes you're thinking. And so what I mean by that is this. Let's say I came out there and I told you I could show you how to get 100,000 hits to your website a day. On the surface, that sounds great. It sounds magnificent. The whole freaking planet would probably want to subscribe to that. Have 100,000 hits go directly to your targeted website every day. Now, can I teach you how to do that? The answer is no. I don't know how to teach you how to do that. Now, what if I told you that I could show you how to monetize your blog, monetize your website, monetize your YouTube channel, monetize your Twitter, monetize your Instagram, monetize your Facebook presence, all these wonderful things? I get it. I trust me, I get it. And I'm not saying this to be mean or malicious, but one of the things you'll discover about me, I'm probably one of the most realist people you'll ever meet in this lifetime. I can break things down into components. Always straight shooting, breaking these things down with people, not utilizing the internet for personal gain per se. But what a cake decorator does is they can tell you they can do these things. I can show you how to monetize this, monetize that. I can show you how to get 100,000 hits to your website, get all this amazing traffic. I get it. I respect it. What a great, way to build a business. What a great world of entrepreneurship. But here's the problem with the cake decorating, okay? As a cake decorator, you got to be you don't even have to be careful. You don't even need to think about it if your consciousness is not even vibrating at that level. But I don't like to cake decorate. The reason why I'm not a cake decorator and the reason why I'm a baker is I'm an excellent esoteric baker, all right? I really, really am. I excel in esoteric baking. I totally suck at cake decoration because there's something in my mind that says don't decorate the cake if you know the sponge has mold on it, if you know what I'm saying. If you're dealing with a building and a guy wants to sell you a house, and the house looks beautiful on the external, and it looks really cool on the inside, but what they're not telling you is that there's termites on the inside. You know, you buy the house. I've seen this with friends of mine. They bought a house. They thought, oh my God, the house is going to be amazing. We're going to turn it into a revenue property, whatever. They get in and they find out the foundation's cracked somewhere down below. They find out, you know, some of the joists in the building are, you know, split, cracked, moldy. They find out there's asbestos in the building. You know, whatever it is, they find all the flaws. So what we're doing is we're basically treating an effect with an effect. And this is my issue with motivational speakers. They treat effects with effects. They don't teach you why the lemon became lemonade. So in thinking about that and building any business, what would it mean, honestly, what would it mean if you had 100,000 hits come to your website per week, per day, per minute? What would it mean if I could show you how to monetize your blog, monetize your website, monetize your YouTube, monetize your Twitter, monetize your Instagram, monetize your Facebook? What would that really mean? Okay? And when people start telling you they can teach you all these law of attraction courses and all these wonderful things, and let me show you how, chances are most of these people are not millionaires. Most of these people understand it in theory. They understand it in kind of lip service, superficial theory. Kind of like a fair weather friend, if you know what a fair weather friend is. I get it. I really, really do. And, you know, free enterprise is free enterprise, and I get it, and I understand why people do what they do. But the bottom line is, think about it. If I told you today that I could show you how to monetize your blog, how would that really affect your life? What's your blog looking like right now? What's your YouTube channel looking at like right now? What's your Facebook looking like right now? What is your presence? What is your core? What is your being? What is your soul? What is your representation to people online? Do you know what I'm saying to you? Who are you? You know, are you sold on yourself? Do you have confidence? Do you feel good about yourself? Is there baggage going on in your life or has been going on in your life from childhood that's crippling you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, crippling your soul and not letting you progress and move forward? Do you feel good being on video? Do you feel good standing in front of people speaking? How many of you can do that? How many of you can express yourselves? How many of you are willing to step up to the plate and not hide behind the internet, posting little pictures and maybe a couple paragraphs here and there trying to fit in? Do you see yourself as fitting in? Because if you don't see yourself fitting in, all the cake decorators in the world can't help you. They can take your money. That's cool. And we can treat an effect with an effect. But the bottom line is, the truth is, if you don't know yourself, if you're not grounded, if you're not in touch with yourself, if you're dealing with emotional baggage, if you're dealing with mental baggage, if you feel that your world is not stable and grounded, if your thoughts are scattered, if you're going through depression, if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling emotionally drained, if you're feeling mentally drained, how can you bring that to the internet world and hope to generate through law of attraction, bringing money into your life? The law of attraction stuff on the internet, most of it's bullshit. I'm not going to lie to you, most of it's bullshit. People are out there running around law of attraction, they don't even know what law of attraction is. Many of these people that teach it, they have baggage. For crying out loud, I have baggage. And I started this whole thing back in 2001. I started the online, courses and the disruption. I started all that. And you know what? I have baggage. So nothing's perfect. Nobody's perfect. All right? But know this. Just being aware of the fact that you have flaws, you have imperfections, and you're willing to work on those things, that's what's going to create a difference in your life. That's got to be the first step. Screw sending traffic to your website. Forget about, sending traffic to your YouTube or learning how to monetize your blog. You don't even have a blog. Many of you don't even have a YouTube channel. Many of you don't even know what Skype is. You don't even use Skype. Many of you have never put out a video in your life. Why? Because you're like this. How do I know that? Because I used to be that person. Afraid, intimidated. What will the world think of me? What will it look like if I fail? How's that going to affect me going into the future? You know what I'm saying to you? So the whole point being is we need to take a serious look, I think, as an industry. You don't have to agree with me if you don't want to. It's okay. People will agree with me 5 years down the road. I've always been ahead of my time anyhow. Everything. I've always been ahead of my time. At least that's what they tell me. Thousands of people have told me you're always ahead of your time. When you started Mentors in Motion, you're ahead of your time. Take a look at all the other seminar companies that followed and copied you down the road, So you'll figure it out. But at least I wanted you to take a look at this video. And what I'm talking to you about is extremely painful. And that's why people look for cake decorators, because cake decorators make it look simple, they make it look pretty, and it tastes good on the outside, but in the inside, in some cases, it's rotten. So, the bottom line is, it's easy to look for an effect, to treat the effect, to avoid the pain. And it's no different than people running to alcohol, cigarettes, prescription drugs, television, shopping, sex, to escape the pain. People don't want to deal with themselves. They really, really don't want to deal with themselves. And that is why most people don't succeed in network marketing. Get a personal trainer. For what? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Forget the online world. Forget about the marketing world. Look about it out there. Look at it around you in society. People getting memberships to gyms and they don't even show up. Myself included at one time. My wife included. I was paying for a gym membership for 3 years before I even knew I was paying for a gym membership. She only went twice. Sometimes we pay for these things impulsively to take the pain away. But until we're willing to work with the DNA, until we're willing to work with the ingredients, until we're willing to work with becoming grounded, until we work at becoming an attraction to other people, not being a victim to other people, but becoming an attraction to other people, it's game over. It really, really is. And I know you don't want to hear that stuff. I know you don't want to hear that stuff, but I'm the guy. I'm the guy that steps up to the plate. I'm the guy that steps up to the plate and tells you the truth and takes the risk of being persecuted, executed, and crucified for telling you all this stuff. You know why? Because I don't need the online world to make me rich. I don't need anything in the marketing community to make me rich. My life's established. I am way ahead of the game. Now, if I was weak, tired, insecure, depressed, would I be talking like this? The answer is no. But after going through what I'm going through and watching and observing and stepping back and taking a look and, dealing with people like Shane Moran and other great leaders out there in other companies that understand what I'm talking about, it's the truth. And somebody once said, the truth will set you free. And until we're willing to deal with the truth, it's going to haunt you. So anyhow, something to think about. You don't even need to think about it if you don't want to, but this is just the way I feel, and I'm going to express it. And you know what? I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to come out of the closet, and I'm going to go back for free, no charge, and I'm going to teach people how to become awesome. I'm going to teach people how to become awesome from the inside out. You know why? Because the cake decorators don't know how to do it. And I'm not a cake decorator. The baker is coming out. We're going to make things happen. Love you all in spirit. You have a wonderful day.